this is Pastor Jonathan with St. Andrew United Methodist Church, and you're watching the Bible in 5 minutes. I've never participated in a marathon or done extensive mountain climbing, but I do like to occasionally go on a walk in the evening when it's not too hot outside. Obviously, all of these different activities have different levels of expectations, training, conditioning, preparation, all sorts of things. If I wanted to, I could go on a walk right now. Thankfully, I'm in good physical health, and I have shoes on that are comfortable and supportive enough that I can make it around the block a few times without any problems. But if I had to run a marathon today, tomorrow, or even next week, I would be in serious trouble because I'm not in the right physical condition. It takes time, work, preparation. It also takes a different mental kind of expectation of what I'm going to have to endure. I think we can apply this to the way that we read and engage Scripture. We live in a world where we get our inspiration from Facebook memes and fortune cookies, little messages that are short and sweet that we can absorb in 30 seconds or less. That's maybe more like taking a walk through the park. But reading the Bible is more like climbing a mountain. And perhaps you don't expect to hear your pastor to say that. You might expect to hear your pastor to say, well, yeah, just pick up the Bible, start reading it. It's easy. You'll understand what to make of it. But I would rather help you prepare mentally and have the right kind of expectations so that whenever you pick up the Bible and read it, you aren't disappointed, discouraged. Sometimes the Bible just doesn't make sense because it was written to ancient people who lived in a different cultural context, and when we open it up and we start reading, it just doesn't make sense on the surface. We have to dig a little bit deeper. As I mentioned last week, reading the Bible is not like reading a book, it's like reading an ancient library. One story in Scripture that kind of maybe helps explain this or illustrate this a little bit better is in Genesis chapter 32, and it's a story about a guy named Jacob who comes to a place on his journey where he stops for the night, but he can't sleep, and he begins to wrestle this being. Is it a man? Is it an angel? Is it God? It seems like the text is intentionally ambiguous to draw us in, to make us think and reflect and ask questions. It's not totally clear. But he wrestles all night with this being, and he's asking, what is your name? What is your name? And this man, or angel, or God, refuses to tell Jacob. Instead, the man asks Jacob, what is your name? Jacob says, my name is Jacob. But that's when Jacob's name was changed to Israel, which means those who strive with God. And because Jacob would not let go, this man dislocated Jacob's leg, and he began to walk with a limp. I think that might be what it's like to read and engage the Bible seriously. It's really not about reaching the destination. It's about the journey. Because reading the Bible isn't about retaining a ton of information. It's about the transformation that we experience. It's about wrestling with God. And it's not about coming to some kind of conclusion, but it's about learning to ask the right questions. It's about growing. It's about not giving up. It's difficult. It's challenging work. And so my suggestion for the best ways to prepare, to condition, to set a level of expectation is to stop thinking about reading the Bible and to start thinking about studying the Bible. Yeah, reading the Bible is important. And what I mean by that is you can open up the Bible every morning, drink a cup of coffee, and read it devotionally. But we also need to study it. We also need to dig a little bit deeper, which might require looking at some extra resources. But another part of that, it's not completely unrelated, is being a part of a Bible study. We definitely should not just be reading the Bible in isolation. If we're not reading it with other people, then we're not going to be able to climb this mountain alone. It's something that we need to do in a group. It is a journey that we need to do together. I am excited as your pastor as we start a Bible study here in the next several weeks to be able to engage Scripture with you, to wrestle with you, to ask those deep questions. So I hope that you're ready to begin this journey of engaging this brilliant, beautiful, ancient library. Until next time, take care and God bless.